Have you ever thought about what you could do with just 1 hour? Just think about it. 1 hour a day used wisely could really change your life. Would you be willing to try it? Many people brush off this idea right away. They think you need to work endless hours, be born lucky, or get some big break to succeed. But I want to share something simpler. Real change can start with just 1 hour. 1 hour of doing something on purpose. 1 hour of sticking with it. 1 hour where you focus on yourself instead of watching what everyone else is doing. Look around you. So many people are busy, 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 but not many are actually growing. They rush around, scroll through endless posts, do the same things over and over, but rarely stop to think about what they're doing. Without stopping to think, you can't change. But I think you're different. I think you want something more. I think you're ready for real change. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you make consistent choices. And here's the good news. You don't have to wait for New Year's. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need perfect timing. All you need is 1 hour a day used with purpose. Think about how you start your mornings. How you begin your day shapes everything that follows. That first hour isn't just a routine. It's special. It's your foundation. It's where possibilities begin. Most people waste this precious time. They grab their phones before their feet hit the floor. They check messages, news, and what other people are doing. But they don't check in with themselves. They don't ask important questions like, what do I need to accomplish today? Who am I becoming? What kind of life am I building? Here's the danger. If you don't program your own mind during this golden hour, the world will do it for you. And trust me, the world isn't focused on what's best for you. It offers endless distractions. It's full of drama. It's noisy with things that don't matter. Before you know it, you've lost control just reacting to things instead of creating your day on purpose. So here's my invitation. Take back your mornings. Make them yours before the emails start flooding in, before you get distracted by your phone, before the day's demands pile up. Wake up a little earlier, not because it's trendy, but because it can change your life. Use this time to build yourself up. Read something meaningful. Write down what you're grateful for. Plan your day with intention. Picture your goals clearly. Move your body. Eat something healthy. Sit quietly for a bit. Do the things you always say you'll do someday. Here's a powerful truth. When you master your morning, you master your day. Master enough days, and you master your life. I know what you're thinking. But I'm not a morning person. Here's the thing. Success doesn't care about your preferences. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel when it's still dark outside. The most successful people don't jump out of bed all excited. They just decide to get up. They train themselves. They create new habits. And you can do this too. Starting tomorrow, make a new deal with yourself. Before you engage with the world, engage with your future. Use these moments not for mindless scrolling, but for creating something meaningful. Don't just wake up with a purpose. Your possibilities aren't waiting for you at 10 a.m. They're waiting at sunrise. Take back this time, make it a habit, and by the time the world starts making demands, you're already miles ahead, mentally, emotionally. You won't just face the day prepared. You'll face it feeling powerful. This is where real change begins. Once you've claimed this special time, you need to protect it like it's treasure. People will try to take it from you, not by force, but through quick questions, small favors, brief tasks, or interruptions disguised as just needing a second. Before you know it, your opportunity is gone, given away to things that help someone else's goals instead of your own. Understand this. This time isn't just free for the taking. It's not an afterthought. It's not what you do with leftover energy. This time is sacred, strategic. If you don't defend it fiercely, nobody else will. Time is like money, but with one big difference. When you lose it, it hurts more. You can always make more money, but lost time is gone forever. So what should you do? Set firm boundaries. Say with complete conviction, this time belongs to me. No checking messages, no emails, no mindless browsing, no distractions. This isn't about being rude. It's about commitment. Treat this hour with the same respect a skilled craftsman has for their tools, with the same care a farmer has for their soil, because this investment, when done right, will pay you back 100 times over in mental clarity, new skills, real results, financial rewards, and rock-solid confidence. But only if you refuse to trade it away for things that don't matter. Let me stress this important point. Never trade gold for rocks. That's exactly what happens when people think, I'll just check this notification real quick. Or let me answer this message, or this small interruption won't hurt. They end up sacrificing their most valuable opportunity by reacting to outside things instead of creating their own reality. Try this simple approach. Each evening, plan your growth hour for tomorrow. Write it down clearly. Make it non-negotiable. No flexibility, no exceptions. Tell the people around you, family, friends, even that voice in your head, this is my time for growth. Thinking, creating, and developing myself. If others don't respect your boundaries, teach them by consistently sticking to your plan, not by getting upset. When you truly value your time, others will start valuing you more too. Follow this simple rule. If something doesn't help you grow, it doesn't deserve to be in your special hour. No exceptions. This goes beyond just being productive. It's about priorities. It says, my future is worth protecting. These morning moments are your first defense against mediocrity. Guard them like the treasure they are. These moments are what separate average from excellent, wandering aimlessly from moving with purpose, empty talk from meaningful action. Protect them today, and you'll see the rewards tomorrow. Setting aside time isn't enough. Protecting it isn't enough. You need to know exactly how to use it wisely. This is where most people go wrong. They stay busy, they do lots of things, but are they the right things? Understand this basic truth. Activity without direction just leads to frustration. It's like running on a treadmill, using energy, working your muscles, getting tired, but staying in the exact same place. Before diving into your precious hour, before opening books or starting projects or beginning lessons, ask yourself this powerful question. Where exactly am I going? This question unlocks everything. Without a clear direction, real progress is impossible. You'll create motion without actually moving forward. Direction is your compass. Action is your engine. Both need to work together. Here's how to apply this. When your hour begins, take just 3 minutes, only 3 to get absolutely clear. Ask yourself, what specific result do I want? What skill am I building? What area am I improving today? And most importantly, why does this really matter to me personally? Write these answers down on paper. Don't just keep them in your head. Put them on paper. Written clarity turns into focused action. I've always said that reasons come before solutions. You need to know your big why, because once you have that, the how comes naturally. Here's an important warning. Skipping this step and jumping straight into action without clear intention wastes your most precious resource, your focused attention. Even worse, you'll mistake movement for progress. You'll feel productive while actually staying stuck. This is why direction is more important than speed. Going fast doesn't matter if you're on the wrong road. Take time to aim before you fire. Ask the right questions. Make sure your actions match your goals. Someone with clear direction, even moving slowly, will go further than someone running in circles. Tomorrow, when your special hour arrives, don't just start doing, start deciding. Decide who you're becoming. Decide what truly matters. Decide which specific step will bring you closest to your deepest dreams. Because direction turns ordinary tasks into meaningful missions. Living with mission means walking a completely different path, clear, focused, intentional, leading to lasting positive change. One of the biggest lessons from my years studying success. Success doesn't come just from activity, but from knowing which activities really matter. Here's some good news. Learning is simpler than most people think. You don't need to go back to school. You don't need expensive programs. You just need one focused hour a day invested in growing your mind is our mark. This is your advantage over others. While most people waste evenings watching mindless content, You're feeding your mind with growth. While they drift without purpose, you develop with intention. Over time, this learning gradually but surely sets you apart from average results. Regular education helps you make a living. Self-education helps you create wealth. What should you focus on during this hour? Life-changing books. Wisdom from people who've succeeded before you. Patterns of excellence. Explore biographies. Personal growth principles, communication skills, health improvement, wealth building, mindset mastery. These fundamental areas create real momentum. The more you learn, the more clearly you see. The more clearly you see, the wiser your choices become. Understand this important difference. This isn't passive consumption. You're not just collecting inspirational quotes, hoping for magical transformation. You approach with intention, picking specific resources with clear purpose, saying, this is my growth hour. Think about this powerful math. That's more than 940-hour work weeks invested in your own growth. Keep this up for a year, and you'll hardly recognize yourself. Your communication improves, your confidence grows, your thinking becomes clearer, your expression becomes clearer. Problems that once seemed impossible now have solutions. Why? Because you've gathered wisdom bit by bit, page by page, lesson by lesson. And the best part, no one can ever take this treasure away from you. Skills grow through practice. Confidence builds through experience. Knowledge multiplies through application. Everything starts with those quiet, daily moments. Your next practical step, choose your learning materials before your hour arrives. Don't leave it to chance or how you feel that day. Put meaningful books within reach. Cue up that life-changing podcast. Open the course you've been putting off. When your hour begins, dive completely into learning. Every time you expand your mind, you expand your future possibilities. The person committed to daily learning creates ongoing prosperity. Never skip this habit. Never rush this process. Make learning your consistent habit, and you make success your natural lifestyle. Let's be clear about something important. Learning is powerful, but learning without action is just entertainment. You can read every book, watch every video, listen to every lesson, but if you don't apply what you learn, you won't really grow. You're just collecting information without transformation. Success doesn't come from knowledge alone, it comes from consistent practice. Think about this truth. 60 minutes of application is worth more than 10 hours of theory. Why? Because action creates skill. Good speaking doesn't come from reading about techniques, but from actually speaking regularly. Fitness doesn't come from study and exercise science, but from moving your body. Mastery in any area requires stepping off the sidelines and into the arena of action. Here's the common mistake. Waiting till you feel completely ready. Waiting for confidence to show up fully formed. Waiting until perfection seems possible. But here's the reality. Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes from action. Each practice session sharpens your ability. Each attempt improves your execution. Each appearance strengthens your presence. What does this mean for your special hour? At least part of it must involve hands-on practice. Studying writing, write something meaningful today. Learning public speaking, practice out loud. Studying business, develop an actual plan. Make real connections, have necessary conversations. Learning design, open the software and create something real. No more endless waiting, no more preparing forever. It's just purposeful doing. Repetition, not perfection, creates skill. Perfect execution isn't needed at first. Starting the process matters most, followed by refining, improving, and polishing through continued practice. This is what creates professionals. This builds mastery. Consider this extra insight. Daily practice makes progress visible. You feel the difference, you measure improvement, you develop deeper trust in yourself. This self-trust is the real victory. Because the person who believes in their own efforts becomes unstoppable. Take on this challenge. Apply yesterday's learning today, even imperfectly, even in small ways, even awkwardly. Just begin. Because application turns knowledge into power. 60 minutes of bold, focused, imperfect action accomplishes more than endless thinking without implementation. Progress in life doesn't happen just by moving forward. Real progress happens when you pause to look at your journey with purpose. Too many people rush from one task to the next, one goal to another, one dream to another, without ever asking the important question, how effectively am I traveling this path? Growth isn't just about action, but about thoughtful review. A life worth living deserves careful examination. A life worth examining naturally improves through that very process. Try this practical approach. As your special hour ends, not at its beginning, not later in the day, not tomorrow, but right as it ends, take just 5 minutes to reflect. What insights did you gain? What did you accomplish? Where did you struggle? How will tomorrow be better than today? This process doesn't need to be complicated, it just requires honesty. Most people avoid this practice because it forces them to face their patterns. It reveals whether real progress is happening or just activity disguised as advancement. Yet here lies great power. Reflection creates clarity. Clarity produces improvement. Improvement creates real results. After reflecting, move immediately to refinement. What needs tightening? What can be eliminated? What should be added? What might be improved, upgraded, or simplified? You don't need to completely reinvent your approach every week. Small, smart adjustments add up remarkably over time. Think about this comparison. Airplanes are off their planned course about 90% of their journey. Yet they consistently arrive exactly at their destination. How? Through constant small corrections. Okay. This is your formula for excellence. Reflect on each hour invested in personal growth. Refine your approach. Repeat the process tomorrow with slight improvement. Keep this practice for 1 week and you'll notice transformation. Continue for 1 month and others will see the difference. Persist for 1 year and your life becomes unrecognizable. Those who learn just from experience grow gradually. Those who learn from thoughtfully reviewed experience grow exponentially, stronger, wiser, more capable. Don't just live through your days, examine them, shape them purposefully, improve them consistently through reflection, refinement, and repetition. This transforms ordinary living into extraordinary life. Let me share something often overlooked. Your physical body isn't just transportation. It's the main engine powering every part of your existence. When this engine struggles, your dreams become irrelevant. Your goals lose importance. Even lots of money provides little comfort. When physical health declines, everything slows down. The body and mind work as one system. Clear thinking becomes impossible when tiredness takes over. Leadership weakens when physical strength decreases. Building anything meaningful becomes impossible when exhaustion dominates. The solution? Invest 60 focused minutes daily in your most valuable physical asset, your body. I'm not saying everyone needs Olympic training or extreme fitness programs. I am emphasizing movement, breathing, stretching, and appropriate physical challenge. When you honor physical health, you increase your energy. When energy increases, results naturally follow. Energy is the fuel for achievement. Want better mental focus? Move your body. Want stronger drive? Engage in physical activity. Want deeper peace? Practice intentional breathing. This doesn't require all day, just 60 focused minutes. Walk in the early morning, stretch deliberately, practice mindful movement, lift appropriate weights, or simply step outside, feeling sunshine on your face while breathing fresh air. Remember this essential truth. Take care of your physical body. It's the only home available for your dreams, talents, and potential. Pay attention to this warning. Neglect starts quietly, almost invisibly. A few missed workouts, too much processed food, sitting too long. These seem small at first. Then gradually, quietly, your body starts breaking down. Not dramatically overnight, but bit by bit until eventually you pay the price. In doctor visits, constant tiredness, in missed opportunities because you didn't have enough energy to pursue them. Disciplined choices feel light as feathers. Regret weighs tons. Claim these 60 minutes. Protect them fiercely. Use them to build physical capability alongside mental growth. You can't give your best when you're drained. You can't lead others effectively when you don't have the strength to lift yourself. You can't fulfill your deepest purpose while constantly managing physical limitations. Starting today, approach your health as if your future completely depends on it, because it does. 60 minutes daily to move, stretch, nourish, rest, keeping limitations away while keeping vibrant possibilities close at hand. Consider something really important. Income sources differ significantly. A job gives you a living, but profit creates wealth. Building real profit doesn't require 10 hours a day. It doesn't need big teams. It doesn't even need someone else's permission. It needs 60 minutes, one quiet, focused hour. Most people come home from work and immediately shut off mentally. They think, I've done enough today. So they sit passively, consume mindlessly, watch what others are doing, then wonder why things never get better. But those quiet evening moments, after dinner, before bed, are your opportunity. This becomes your space for building something that belongs just to you. Not for your employer, not for your paycheck, but for your future dream. During this hour, you can start your own business. You can develop marketable skills. You can write meaningful content. You can plan effectively. You can create valuable offerings. You can build something lasting. This doesn't need a fancy office, no perfect conditions, just healthy ambition and 60 minutes protected from the world's constant demands. Understand this reality. Immediate results rarely show up. But immediate results aren't your goal. Momentum is your goal. 60 minutes daily, 5 hours weekly, 260 hours yearly. This isn't small, it's substantial. That represents a product launched, a brand established, a future deliberately created. But only when you treat these moments like precious treasure, not as throwaway time, but as building blocks for tomorrow. Wealth isn't built from wishes, it comes from work. Focused, consistent, quiet effort when nobody's watching your progress. Most wonderfully, if you keep this practice long enough, one day you'll realize something amazing has happened. Those seemingly small hours built your confidence, expanded your income, established your independence. All starting with one simple decision: stopping the waste of quiet evening moments and instead investing them in building your prosperity. Let's talk about something many success-focused discussions miss: relationships. Think about this carefully. What good is financial prosperity, physical vitality, mental sharpness, or substantial assets if you have no one to share these blessings with? Success without meaningful connection is fundamentally empty. Creating a fulfilling life isn't just about building businesses or developing habits. It comes through building relationships with people. This requires time, genuine care, and authentic presence. Here's the encouraging truth. Just as you develop prosperity through one quiet hour, you nurture relationships similarly 60 minutes at a time. 60 minutes of genuine conversation. 60 minutes of attentive listening rather than passive hearing. 60 minutes with devices put away, making eye contact with someone who matters. People rarely remember specific words you said. They remember how your presence made them feel. They feel your investment of time. I'm not suggesting hours of daily commitment. I'm not recommending you become an amateur therapist. I'm simply suggesting giving someone in your life your complete, undivided attention for just 60 minutes. Your spouse, your child, your parent, your mentor, your friend. Don't just occupy the same physical space. Be truly present. Ask meaningful questions. Share authentic stories. Laugh together or simply sit in comfortable silence, because presence itself carries tremendous power. When you practice this consistently, profound changes happen. Trust deepens. Defensive walls come down. Love grows. Connection strengthens. This doesn't require fancy experiences or exotic destinations. It requires 60 minutes of heart-level engagement without distraction. Those who develop relationship-building skills inevitably succeed long-term, because when life's inevitable storms arrive, financial resources won't provide comfort, achievement won't offer a hug, but relationships sustain us through our darkest moments. Schedule this relational hour, approach it purposefully, because failing to invest in people means eventually waking up surrounded by possessions while feeling deeply alone. Remember this truth: a rich life measures its wealth in memories, not just milestones. Memories form in moments like these, beginning with just 60 intentional minutes. When thinking about success, remember, don't just build your future circumstances, build your relationships with people. Do this 1 hour at a time. You've heard it many times. Success builds gradually, one step after another. Let me say it differently. Success builds itself 1 hour at a time. 60 minutes of discipline, 60 minutes of learning, 60 minutes of building, 60 minutes investing in your mind, your body, your future possibilities. Here's the common problem. Most people severely underestimate what 60 daily minutes can accomplish. They dismiss it thinking it's just an hour, how much difference could it really make? Let me show you the simple math. 60 minutes daily equals 7 hours weekly. That adds up to over 300 hours yearly. That's more than 7 40-hour work weeks. Think about what you could accomplish with 7 focused work weeks dedicated exclusively to personal growth. You could write meaningful content, master valuable skills, start a business, transform your physical health, rebuild your mental framework, potentially rebuild your entire life. But this doesn't happen through frantic activity. It happens by stacking hours methodically, one upon another, each building upon previous efforts. Quiet, steady, powerful. This builds genuine future success, not through occasional bursts of energy, but through consistent, focused effort.